Welcome back to Champions, where Ascend came to play today. They wrap up Map 1 Ascent in 13-8 fashion, and we set the table that if that first map went the way of Ascend, this series is looking like it could snowball very quickly to that 2-0.
Yeah, and it didn't look good. I mean, you know, Sean hit it well. That it just wasn't Envy's map at all. They were red front to back, in my opinion. It was just better play calling, better strategies throughout here for the side of Ascend, and of course the first kills went heavily in their favor.
It wouldn't be Champions if it wasn't for teams looking a little bit shaky in some of these series anyway, but for me it's the fact that Ascend have come out looking totally different, and they out-envied Envy. Like, this whole, we don't want to let the spike be planted on the defense, we'll just fight you in those A-main chokes with all of the Astra utility or whatever. It was really only one team in it from that aspect. Envy using both their attack pauses as well in the first half meant that as soon as Ascend started to go on the attack and do really well, Chet and FNS couldn't take a breather. They just had to deal with it.
I mean, CNED is atop the table, but as you call out the first kills, first deaths kind of situation, we had talked about how Zeke already found himself up there at the top of the boards, or near the top of the boards tournament-wide. He was +1 in his FKD, CNED +2, but the real star of the show was Starkso, +4, not giving up a single first death and taking 4 of those kills for himself.
It was phenomenal on the defender side in particular. Did a great job at locking down that A main entrance. And then if the side of Envy did get through the short A entrance, there was utility there either from Keylase or him to make it really difficult for the entries. They really shut down Ye a couple times. They'd set up the Nano Swarm so that even if the plant came, or even if he came around the corner, if the Nano Swarm didn't get him, then Starkso's in a position to shoot him on either side of Generator. It's really, really good, heady, thought-out, well-set-up strategies from the side of Ascend.
Taking a look at some fun rounds here. This one, round 6, more than anything, just exciting because 8 ultimates across the map were used, all 5 of Envy's, in order to take this round. But I think, if anything, that just illustrates how difficult that first half was for them, that they had to invest all 5 of their ultimates just to come away with one of the 4 rounds they picked up on the attacking side.
It was a good growing point, and especially knowing that Ascend can hemorrhage rounds if their mental starts to go. You really have to give it to some of the timeouts that came in from NBS as well, just as things were starting to go in the direction of Envy. Ascend started to come back. Here's another one as well. Like, the fact that this happens, I've never seen that before.
Every single person gets detained who's remaining on the map at that point. The spike times out. It goes to Ascend when they're on the attacking half. And so, yeah, I mean, while things were a little bit more even in that second half, and I do want to point that out, it was round for round, of course, until Ascend picked up that 5th round to push it to 13. You want to believe that maybe Envy could have put up a similar type half to what Ascend was able to do defensively, but you don't need that many rounds when you've had an 8-4 half yourself to start things off.
And Keylase was a big part of that on that first side. He was going ham with the Killjoy, doing a great job locking down the short A site, getting some help from Starkso. Him and Starkso were working together so well on that A site. I think that FNS got completely baited one round. I think it was, like I said, round 10. They send the drone in. They get all the information that A's free. They couldn't push off of it because they were scared because of how good this duo was. The great Nano Swarm placement, great follow-up, and great shooting, of course, as well from Keylase.
I like the call aggression as well, just real quick. Just the fact that at any point they could just come in and attack with a KO.
Yeah, I like the call out on keeping Finesse down. He was -4 on that FKD. Let's touch back in, though, on that featured matchup that we called out, Ye versus CNED. Okay, well, Ye was the only person to be positive in kills to deaths across the entire map. Definitely less effective than CNED in this one.
And even then, I don't think this was a stellar performance from CNED by any stretch of the imagination, really. It didn't feel like it was CNED putting the game on his back. You think of that Ye clutch when it goes into the retake there. I think it would have been a bit later on in the second half. Like, Ye comes in, takes that duel against Bone Cold on the B side. There's moments like that where it's like, that is why Ye is such a pivotal player. But the fact that Ascend didn't need to really rely on CNED doing something similar should scare Envy a little bit.
Exactly right. I mean, that's because you're looking at players like Starkso, who definitely stepped up and didn't force CNED into a position where he had to do something godlike in order to pull it through. We're going to jump into our AimLab pre-match shoot-around where we're taking a look at Zeke, one of those top first blood securers, and how he's warming up. Oh, actually, one of the first guys who's not just straight up on the firing range.
Yeah, I see 10s doing this every once in a while. Yeah. This one's where I find a little more fun, a little more
movement,
a little more excitement. Yeah. The targets actually aren't just, sitting in the same spot when they spawn.
And with the Phantom.
Yeah, with the Phantom. Yeah, I mean, that's what he was doing up close and personal. You know, the Phantom, that's where it really shines. And other than the one kind of weird round and tree where he was behind the corner and he got taken out pretty easily, his first contacts on their defender side were really, really good. That one in B main in particular was really, really impressive where he got that double from Cubby. Just absolutely filthy stuff.
Yeah, and you look at the fact that we were highlighting Zeke versus Victor on those roles. Victor didn't really have that similar style of performance, like that defensive aggression, like Sean was saying on the cast, that it was something that Envy were trying to attempt on their defense, but they were constantly met with Starzo, with Keyless, with those defaults, those really slow defaults from Ascend that really force Envy into difficult positions. We saw a glimmer of that in the X10 series, but really not enough to actually shake the foundations of Envy. They look rattled right now.
A struggle city for Envy at the moment. Let's talk about how they might recover, though, because we've almost been pitching this bind map like it's a sure thing, that it's going to go Ascend's way, and by all intents and purposes, it's fair to say that they are the favorite team on this map. We've even got DDK and Sean kind of discussing about, or questioning rather, why it was left up. Maybe you should have abandoned your permaban in Fracture in order to take bind away from Ascend. The reality is we're going to that map. So for Envy, what's the recipe for success here?
For me, it's a difficult one. You're sort of relying on Ye to still be consistent in the matchups against CNED, and like the 1v1 scenarios, it was Ye eking it a little bit more. But now it's not a case of Jet versus Jet, because CNED's going to move over to the Sage. We just saw Zeke showing up with the aim-lab firings, and with him going on to Raze, if he's feeling on form right now, that's a scary thing to try and quell. The thing is, though, we've seen this composition from Ascend 23 times in a row. Now, they've won 22 of them. They've only lost to Gambit at that point. So it's a tough composition to break, but at least you've seen a lot of it.
You mentioned the Gambit loss. You learn anything from that?
I imagine so. Especially when you know that these teams scrim on a regular basis, no doubt going into this tournament knowing that Gambit and Ascend are in different groups. It's almost a fact that when Gambit won that series, a couple of months later, Gambit got 13-0 by Ascend on that very map, right? So there was
so Ascend learned a lot from that loss.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know if Envy's going to be able to pick up enough from that loss to be able to take him down.
One thing I'm thinking about from the very first round, first of all, Envy has been not very good on pistols so far in this. You mentioned it earlier, right? They were like 1 for 4 on pistols against X10. Here they lost both pistols on Ascend. So coming out, Ascend likes to hit that A corner right outside of Showers, right? On their very first round of pistols a lot of times. It is going to be Ascend on the attacker side to start. So do you have some kind of utility combo dialed up to deal with that? Are you going to have some kind of response? Because I feel like they got to set the tone early on this defensive side with their pistol round.
The thing that made Envy so good in Masters 3 was how they anti-stratted teams. Like, that came from a lot from Finesse. It came from Mike's as well, who was just known for that. Talking to Finesse about like the change-up, like what was different from Mike's to Chet is they're both very good at anti-stratting, right? So this is really the time to sort of pull it out. And if you can really knock Ascend's confidence right now on a map that's so good for them, then there's maybe a chance to bring this back. But right now, it's stacked heavily in favor for Ascend.
Was that a switch-up on the side of Ascend?
No, that's exactly the same as it usually is, I think. And I
saw a Cypher in the grayed outs, which sometimes, and then it flipped to...
Nah, it's Keyless, like what... That's one of the things that we were talking about with Keyless before, right? It's just like the performance against Team Liquid. That was one of the only ones they lost. Sorry, it was Ascend really doing well in that series. Like Keyless lurking a lot, doing a lot of that Impact Nats-esque performance on Bind. It's whether Finesse can do the similar sort of thing on that role, whilst also IGLing.
That's hard. That's really hard to do. I mean, you have to be so aware and so cognizant of the timings with your poison clouds, making sure you're picking them up, putting them in the right places, getting those snake bites out in times, and making sure you're kind of playing off your toxic screen, getting a little information back and forth as well. It's a very tricky role for FNS to handle.
Oh, no, wait. There was a change. Yeah, the Raze. Like, Victor moving away. He wasn't on that Raze before. Now he's still...
He did against Gambit. He did go to the sky.
So it's one of those... It's something that he's done before, but mostly from the success that we saw from Envy, at the very least, it was that double duelist going on. And it's one of those cases where if you want to have a bit of pizzazz, I suppose, about a series like this to really break the preparation that Ascend have clearly done for Envy in this case, especially assuming that both these teams were going to be here from just the predictions of the games winning them out. I'm surprised that they still want to dedicate to that Sky.
Well, importance of pistols for Envy if they want to take a map that is entirely favored for their opponents in Ascend. It's do or die time for them if they want the first seed out of the map. DDK, Sean, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dash. Yes, this is do or die. And yes. I'm scared. I'm extremely scared for Envy, based on what we just saw in Ascent.
Yes.
Given that used to be like top 2 map for them, and it went to that's a bad omen.
Yeah, and setting the scene here, Ascent has won 10 straight on Bind. They lost 1 game to Gambit. And then I was counting back from there. They won 12 more in a row after that.
Oh my God, Sean. So why did you just tell me that? Just it was.
It's like 21-1 at least.
That's
in
insane.
their last 22 Bind. They are unreal on this map.
Okay, well.
Double Initiator along A, Dan. They're going to get the fight with Ascend. This is just going to be a bait setup. This is very... Oh, are they going to go through the TP? They're droning. They're debating on going through TP, but nothing's there, so that's changing this to a long P setup.
You see the reaction here from Ascend. We'll rotate it because they've realized, I think that, they called it, they've realized that it's a huge stack towards B.
Look at this, they pulled 4 players to this B side. FNS is at A all alone with this Viper util. And look at this wall, just allows them to lurk up perfectly. CNED, walls, U-Haul, FNS with everything to do. 1 on 5 here.
And I love how they kind of secured the post-plant positions even ahead of getting the spike planted. Nice one, though, from Ye, and it's looking great here. The flags are swinging on through for Envy. That's precisely what they needed. Perhaps not set up in the positions, but hey, it's a pistol round. You just got to hit the headshots, and they did that pretty well.
Yeah, that's the Envy that got them to this point, right? Just hitting the shots, sticking together in packs, getting the trades. It's never super tactically heavy when you watch an Envy squad, but man, I did not see that retake coming down that fast. And you could see the layers from Ascend, right? The Viper wall goes up, the plant comes down. After the plant comes down, then we drop the Brim smokes. It's just layer after layer after layer. But Envy just said, nah, we're just going to run through these Brim smokes and just shut this down right away.
21-2?
Yeah, maybe so.
I guess we'll see. Either way, we have the aggression coming through now from Ye, looking for some players. He's going to find them.
Oh, no, Dan, they've both fallen.
That's a problem, because those guns are very recoverable as well. Look at the aggression as response, though. Up A short. Crash, he's looking to hold on to those weapons as he's going to get split on here. Can he take down both players? There come the paint shells. He is not long for this world, and CNED will take him out with a headshot. 3 versus 2 now in favor of Ascend as they look to get the spike planted.
But are they even aware of this double flank? Marved and FNS are so quick here. Starkso is going to be first contact.
Spike planted.
That's a good position. He doesn't have any support though. It's all on him here for his side, and he's got a quick pop flash there. Oh no, Starkso gets both. Oh, he's been incredible so far this series, and that's not good for Envy. That is to be sure. 1-1.
Yeah, bone cold. Wow, what a second round from him. The Sheriff takes out both of the long B players. Ye goes down, trying to get involved in the game early. Dan, you could see he wants to get involved. He wants to take the fights. He paid the price.
He paid the price.
Yeah, that's a big loss. And Envy's going to rebuy. This is incredibly risky. Look at the buy. They're really at.
We've got a passive opening, though, from Ascend. And, oh my God, he is just straight murdered Ye. Bone cold. An absolute killer so far on Bind. Oh, that's the star duelist. That's, as you said, Ye trying to get into the game, get that confidence rolling.
It's too cold for Hell, Dan. El Diablo. Can't live.
Put him on a the collapse from Marved! And Envy, they were looking for something special. It's a 3 versus 3 still with a site that's open for planting. However, quick on the rotation through market, through the A-short position. They're never going to expect Crashies to be right there and then. Can they find their way out of this one, though? Starkso, again, looking to cause trouble. Spinning around, it's down to Victor here in this 1v1. He's got a teammate. Killer is trying to escape. Not protected for long enough, though. And Envy pick it up thanks to that double from Marv.
Oh, that was a clean shot coming out of Marv. Takes out 2, and the spacing on the flank, right? Crashies runs up, gets that frag, and the patience on Victor. He knows not to overcommit, don't get spotted, because after Crashies falls, both of these players, they're going to have to reposition, think about things for a second. They have to clear U-Haul, clear Heaven. You know, there's a lot of things to think about, and you don't expect the second flank to come through. Heads up play by Envy and great aggression across the entire map.
Fantastic. And
down A.
there are a lot more win conditions that are required for Envy than there are for Ascend on this map, as we kind of stated. Confidence is certainly one of those things. And so to win a buy like this after how they lost the previous round, that is so key for Envy's chances here as we go into round 4. Again, this B long pressure continues.
Oh, they ulted the hookah exit. Is Crashies going to get caught, Dan? Yes, he does!
Brimstone coming up huge out of Bone Cold yet again. And that's putting so much pressure. Here goes Zeke with the satchel, and he's going to find his way right around to Ye again. And now there's not much left here. Victor, can he hold? He can't hold. Quickly, though, through the smoke goes Mark with the judge, ready to go, but Starkso with the response. And with all said and done, we have just FNS left. Rotating through from A against 4 players. Ascend responding so well after that previous round. Are we going to get another buy around this if FNS can save it? I feel like Envy have to do it. Sean, I feel like they have to keep force buying.
I feel like if he saves it, they buy.
Yes.
It's a rough spot again for Envy. This Ascend team is just too good on buying, though. The comp, it's such a comp diff.
Yes.
If I've ever seen one, right? The Brimstone on Bind, it seems like a laughable pick, right? Everyone jokes on Brimstone.
Sell me, Sean. Sell it to me.
The ability to drop smoke simultaneously is something that's unique to Brimstone, right? So entering the B site, you can get the elbow smoke and the spawn smoke simultaneously, and then you can Molotov the spawn smoke exit, which means no one can rotate into the site. So you're essentially forcing a 3-on-5, a 2-on-5, whatever you get in the B site. But once you have, you know, the ult come in from Bone Cold, it catches Crashies, exiting Hookah. Jeez, the power of the Brim kit that round.
And not to mention, Brimstone has a jaw that could cut diamonds, Sean.
Yes, in case you need to do that.
To the next round, we have a hold here. 2 players on Hookah for Envy. Victor gets concussed by the Trailblazer. Quick flash to follow it up. The wall to protect any counterplay through the TP. Shutting Envy out as much as possible from a trade onto this position. Again, you can see how confident and drilled Ascend are in winning that Hookah control.
Bone Cold has worked his way up long B. 0A presence. Keelays might catch this flank from Marv. He's looking for it. Marv's had great timing, though, Dan.
Keelays finds Marved. That timing blown up, unfortunately, there from Envy.
I've got your trail.
Crashies backside again. It comes down to hitting shots. We know that Envy can do it. Sheriff, though, not going to find it. Takes the concuss so we can try to hit more shots here. Over the top goes Bone Cold to take out the rest of the backside defense. And now it's just once again FNS coming forward from a 1 versus 4. He's actually beyond the choke point. Takes down 1, but again, there's too many players. And it's difficult here for Envy. And the only thing going for them right now is the ultimate advantage.
Yeah, that's about all they have going for them. But I will say, Ascend, they're incredibly good on the attack side of this. They're good on both sides, but their attack side is actually their stronger half on this map. Unlike most teams, I mean, there's not much to find that's bad about Ascend on this map, I'll say that. But their attack half is phenomenal. And they have so many different ways to win the rounds that I think once the halves switch, I actually think Envy stands a better chance.
We'll have to see if that comes to fruition. We've got the focus on Showers. We've got the Hunter's Fury from Crashies to kind of blow it up. Unfortunately, perhaps a little bit too early on that one, and doesn't find anything.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of an anti, right? He's using his Hunter's Fury exactly where Starkso typically has the Trailblazer go clear out Showers, but he gets nothing. And this fight, Dan, this could end the round. Ye has to hit this.
It's going to be a flick, and the crosshair's making its way there, but Keelay is so fast. And Ye taken out of the round. 1 minute left, and we have the Showers presence now for Ascend.
the Sage being here kind of indicates there might be a wall plant coming down. You see the Brim working his way over, getting in range for those smokes to come down. When those smokes go down, the execute will likely happen shortly thereafter.
Crashies will retreat back to U-Haul. Break and play off of his teammate as well, Marv. Cosmic Divide's available for Marv, so the question is though, oh, never mind. Bone Cold comes back again with the most savage headshots. It's 3 left now for Envy as they try to, oh hello, there's a head, but not for too much longer. Crashies, again, usually you want to hold U-Haul, but with this plant and this setup, it's not as valuable as it is normally. Victor coming on through, but is deflected. Envy poking at every angle they can, but they're getting largely deflected here. It's up to Crashies, finds his moment, picks his spot. It's a matter of time now. Playing the clock, Bone Cold and Zeke. And Crashies finds another, but just as you said, the Molly.
There's no time.
Burn more time, and Crashies taps it, walks through, and Bone Cold has played it perfectly. Is there any time for this one? I don't think there is time for this. Crashies will try to stick it all the way, and I just don't think there's time. Crashies goes down, and it's another round for Ascend.
It's just another tool comes out the toolbox, Dan. This time it's the Brim Molly on the spike. I'm sure we're going to get the Viper Molly inside the Poison Orb at some point this half. It's filthy. I promise you guys, we're going to see a lot more of stuff like that coming out of Ascend. That's why Envy needs to play aggressive at these choke points, and that's why you see them trying to take fights all over the place, right? They know the longer these rounds go out, with all the utility on this Ascend comp, their chances dwindle. The longer the rounds go, the more likely Ascend is to win those rounds. So yeah. Envy is trying to win rounds quickly.
We have a timeout here from Envy, Sean. One of the issues is we have a lot of ults online for Ascend. Again, 4 ults online, including the Orbital Strike out of the Brimstone. And we already saw the application, how dangerous that was in Hookah previously. Are we going to, should we expect that Orbital Strike to come down again in this round?
It's unlikely we see the same Orbital Strike. Just because I doubt it would catch Envy yet again, and it's not really like a map control piece of utility. I'm interested to see how Bone Cold uses it, right? Because, like I said, they have so much post-plant utility. Sometimes you'll see Brims save that Orbital Strike for a post-plant, but there's really no need with a comp like this when you have paint shells, you have a potential showstopper coming, you have satchels, you have the Brim Molly, you have the Viper Mollies, you have so many things that can take people off of the spike that you don't need to save your Orbital Strike for that. You could actually use it in very creative ways. They could use it to take out the shower exit. That's something I've seen a lot of Brims have success with. So these A players that are fighting for showers, right? A lot of the times you'll see them break an arrow or break a Trailblazer and leave. They'll get caught if that Orbital Strike is used that way.
And I guess they are in an anti-eco situation. Some teams will like to invest maybe 1 ult here just to kind of really guarantee it, but we'll see. Ascend. Oh, okay. We've got Bone Cold ready to go.
He's debating on using a shower right now, actually, on FNS. But FNS backs off, and you can see Bone Cold's thinking about it, but it likely won't happen this round.
Envy working their way up. Short B there, straight into market. So they know what's going on. The question is, can they stop it? They have so little to work with. Crashies. There goes a shock dart. Find its mark though. There comes the spike plant. Starkzo controlling that U-Haul position. That's a good 1v1. Good position to hold on to here. Less and less options now for Envy to work with. That's looking for the timing. Oh, beautiful flash from Victor, but it doesn't matter again. Too much firepower, too many players. And Ascend make their way now to 5 against the 2 of Envy.
Yeah, and you can see what they were planning on doing with that Brim ult right there. They were definitely going to use it on the shower exit. That's why Bone Cold went in that direction at the start of the round. He's just waiting for someone to make a mistake in showers, just overcommit a little bit. And now we're going to go back into the B default, and this might be that Hookah ult that you were talking about. And guess what? They've actually done a comp switch on this site. So now FNS is here. He hasn't experienced it yet. He might get caught.
Oh no.
The second he shoots this boom bot, it's over.
Oh no, he's going to get out of there though.
He's out, he's out.
And the Trailblazer also trying to get info towards Garden. I'm sure if he could concuss someone. There it comes! He's going to do it anyway! And that's going to allow Zeke to get in there with that showstopper. Is he going to find it? Going straight forwards. Goodbye, FNS. Goodbye, Victor. The defense crippled, destroyed on B again from these setups.
They're running, Dan. They're running. They're already looking to save these guns. They're done. 6-2. This round is already over.
Oh man, it's you were talking about just the efficacy of Ascend on the attack on Bind, and I think this is why, for me, when I was looking at the veto and so I'm like, I don't feel like it's crazy that Bind is let through and able to be picked for Ascend.
Yeah, there's so many layers, right? You can watch Bone Cold moving with his orbital strike. He's playing off of the utility that's going around the map, right?
Yeah.
He's playing off of the Boombot. He's playing off of the Trailblazer. He could use it in multiple spots depending on what that utility gives him as information.
Yes.
It's so flexible what you see out of Ascend, and it's so static what you see out of Envy. It's night and day.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it. You can have a lot of different stuff you've practiced as a team in your dry runs off the server, complex strats and tactics, but ultimately, every round is organic. There's push and pull. Both teams are doing something, so you have to have that ability, like you say, to have all that foundation, and then know precisely how to trigger everything in a way that actually is like a true reaction to what's going on, and they are masters on this map of doing that. We've seen that so many times where you can see an initial plan and then they adjust.
Dan, I'm going to cut you off here because Ye is going to aggress short A, and he's going to get the fight here. This is the first time we've seen this.
He needs it for Envy. Well, they give it to him. The jump spotting, you can see that there is an awareness of this. Oh, there it is. Did they spot anything? There comes a Trailblazer. Yeah, he has to dash back and away. He's going to go back to the angle, though. He needs to find something. He's not going to get anything. The utility is fantastic. Can he still find a way to get value as he's being pushed all the way back here by Ascend? They have completely circumvented him, at least for now. And now the Viper's Pit comes up, but there we go. Right before the Viper's Pit covers Bone Cold. Ye in the action. Close with the operator, holding backside for his teammates. Another one for Ye. Oh, this guy, El Diablo, coming alive, sending them straight to hell. And we've got just Keeles left now. By pocket, nowhere to go. And guess who's coming? It's Ye.
Woo! Ye! That's the first time we've seen him come alive in this whole series, Dan. Envy is going to need a lot more of that if they're going to take this map. Wow, he's been out of position. The shots have been taken from him all series long. Ascend has done such a good job at using their utility and, hitting the right sites. Great reads from Bone Cold. But this round was the first round where Ye has found a chance.
Yes, Ye is one of the best players in the world. And I think we can see how good Ascend are because we've never seen him have opportunities. When he gets them, it can look like that. And we get the opening default from Ascend towards B again. Oh, Victor. So Kathy's going to go. Oh, no, Stark. So just as the wall drops as well. Ye, though, defends B long. So that's going to slow Ascend down.
Dan, and that's big because even though they have two controllers on this attack, oh, look at that, the res comes in from...
But Ye's coming back to the angle again, he wants more. Shawnee's hungry, and he's looking for... Oh, Star, so he's got a better angle. Takes down Ye. Ye knew he had to come up with something after the res. Oh no, FNS has to reload, and Stoxo gets his third in this round. And is falling to pieces again here for Envy. They can't do anything against Ascend on this attack.
Oh my goodness, Ascend. Just when you think they've been punched, they're bleeding, Envy kind of has them on the ropes. It's a flawless round. All 5 players are still alive. The Sage reses Bone Cold back into the round.
Yeah.
Crash, he's struggling to hold onto this gun. It looks like Ascend might just let him.
And I think, Ye is making the absolute correct move. It's on against the player he was facing. It is a slightly disadvantageous angle for Ye. He will get spotted first, but you have to just hope that you get a small timing there, because if Ye allows himself to be pushed back, he's not defending from anywhere. I mean, he's going to be defending from the site, and at that point, you can't have enough impact to help your team win the round. So he had to make that play. And that, again, just shows the awareness of Ascend. At every layer of the round, they know what to expect, because they are 21 for 1 on Bind, Sean.
Yes.
So I think that's the reason.
Don't question them, basically. And, yeah, I was worried for them when Bone Cold died because all of the Viper utility was set up at A. I thought it would filter them to, take unreasonable fights. But the Sage Res coming in, and the second, even Ye sees that Sage Res, it gives him even more confidence to push out of Hookah. Because typically you would expect a couple people holding that, but you can now account for at least 2 people along B, probably a third guarding that Res. One person probably holding the A push, so you're going to get a one-on-one. It's just, Starkso banged him out.
And, we get a timeout coming through here, and, just to highlight the bright side for a moment, if you can find a light somewhere, silver lining anywhere, it's going to be, as you said, the attacking side is by far the most devastating thing that Envy could be up against. When Envy gets to go on the attack, it's going to be a question, and that's when we're going to really see a lot of the work from Envy. The anti-stratting, that's when it's really going to allow them to have the advantages. If it's been good enough to help them win a half, that's the half it should help them to win and to then go on to win the map if that's on the cards here for Envy.
That's exactly right. When you're anti-stratting, it's a lot easier to do it on the attack half, right? You can control the pace, you can dictate exactly when and where you take fights. Whereas on the defensive half, you're often passive, and if you aggress, you don't know how the attacking team is going to respond to your aggression. Are they going to flood into the other side? Are they going to take the fight to your aggression? Are they going to let you push and then re-clear that? There's a lot of unknowns when you're on defense. And that's why I think Envy, they need more rounds than 3, though, Dan. This isn't enough. This is not enough to work with.
Well, 2 more are possible as we round out the end of the first half here on map 2 of this best-of-3 Ascend. With a win here, they go to the playoffs in the higher seed, and Envy will have to drop down to get one more chance to make the playoff spot. But into this round, we'll see the B long aggression coming through from Envy, but there's nobody home.
Oh, they're sending it through the shower, and they are by shower, Dan. They're going through with this flash.
Oh no, FNS has been spotted. There goes the flash though. Here comes Ye once again. And he's now stuck in the TP. He's got to fight his way out of this one. Another one. Do you dare challenge Ye? Blade Storm out. There's the updraft. Oh, CNED picks him from the sky. And another for CNED. And now Envy with very little left, but it might be enough. Marved in a 1 versus 2. And a minute on the clock.
Bone Cold is a little bit distanced from CNED right now. They're unsure of what site to go to. And I don't blame them. Asher with these global abilities, very hard to pinpoint.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, and that's the spike, Dan. We're now in a one-on-one.
Composure from Marved, taking his time. Speaking of time, there's a lot on the clock here as CNED walks into the angle. Oh, the timing! No, CNED! Oh, the quad kill from CNED to end Marv's life.
An absolute monster. An absolute monster. CNED on this Sage roll on Bind. Showing he doesn't need the op. He doesn't need to have a jet. He's just cracking people with this Vandal. What a shot.
Yeah, that's just fantastic. And just, again, another back-breaking moment.
I don't even know if Envy has a back anymore. It's just neck to torso.
Well, another B long play coming through.
They're going to fight this, Dan. Oh, they really want that orb FNS, and they got it. You see the pit in front of both Octagon and Hookah. It's giving Ascend a lot of control, though. They can go right up to the Octagon. They can get in Hookah if they wanted to.
Was that Crashy Shock Dart that just destroyed the Trailblazer from Victor? Or was it Zeke?
I didn't see.
Okay, well, either way, Zeke would have destroyed it before it would get any closer. And we can see Ascend rallying towards this short B Hookah position. Oh, as I say that, they're going to fall back here, Sean.
Yeah, Keyless is trying to put some pressure on the A site with the wall and the orb. But Ye having this advanced position in showers, he's telling all 4 of his teammates, stay B. There's no way they come A without any shower control. He thought, Dan. He thought.
Thought wrong. And there goes the order strike, just in case there was anybody on triple. There isn't. You got the stack towards side, but it's a nice catch from Crashies. Oh, he's done a lot of damage.
Dan hit 4 of them.
Can they finish it off, though? Oh, the head showing for Ye, but he can't chop it off this time. And Spike goes down. It's a matter of buying time. We've got 2 snake bites available.
CNED's reflanking the showers right now.
Again, if they can hold on for... Oh, Zeke finds a gap. Yeah, he goes down. Oh my god, another from Zeke. He is really causing problems again. 2 snake bites available. The lineups are coming through. Crashies goes for the defuse. He's going to get forced off of that one. Gets it halfway. Here goes FNS. There's a defense there, though, coming through. Bone Cold holds it down once again. No time here for Crashies. An impossible scenario again. Courtesy of Ascend. A 9-3 half from Ascend. Their attacking side of Bind. Maybe it's the best in the world, Sean, because I don't know when I've last seen something that incredible.
I don't know what would even beat that, Dan. They showed us everything. They showed us rushes. They showed us TP usage. They showed us fakes. They showed us executes. They showed us post plants with both of the controllers using their mollies. I have no idea how to counter that half. Clearly, Envy didn't either. Hopefully, they have a plan going into their defensive or their attack
Absolutely.
half.
And that's what we're looking to see going to that second half. But now it's time for us to take a quick break as we throw it back to the desk.
Thank you very much, gents. We saw what Ascend could do with an 8-4 first half. Now they've done themselves one better. 9-3 from that attacking half on Bind. It's looking ugly.
They're just so well coordinated on this map. I mean, you can see, even though Envy did get the pistol round, they were able to rotate fast enough to cover that A attack that Ascend really likes to do. The rest of the time, there's just great combo plays. I mean, you see how well they stack their utility, whether it be executes, like Sean was saying, post plant, everything was so good for Ascend.
This is just par for the course from what we've seen from Ascend on this map, especially their attacking side. Every time they start on attack from the last 23 games, the average rounds that they finished a half with is 8.5. 8-4, 9-3 halves. This is, and it's not like they're just breezing through upper qualified teams in Europe. That's Gambit. That's some of the other teams in the region, including the likes of Team Liquid. This is the best Bind team in the world, Ascend. Their defense is a little bit weaker, and the Envy just need to put something together here.
Bone Cold on Brimstone. I think that's it, right? You talk about comp differential and how that alone already puts them in an advantageous position, but then you've got a guy playing Brimstone who also manages to top frag on your team. That orbital strike, the usage of the ultimates, the smokes coming down, it's just perfection.
Yeah, everything is so well coordinated. It's like watching synchronized swimming or something. I mean, it's just really, really nice to watch them. The orbital strike, the first one he gets, right? He uses it to clear out elbow. So that means either Victor has to go into elbow or back towards site. Victor goes back towards site. Then they have the rocket ready from Zeke to follow up on that. He blast packs in, gets some damage with it, even though he didn't get the kill, and then he picks off Victor as well. I mean, it's just so awesome to watch them work this map.
Envy has their backs against the wall. Ascend is sitting pretty as we head back to our casters to dive into the second half.
Welcome back here to map 2, Bind between Envy and Ascend, and indeed it is a desperate scenario for Envy. What do they have here as they move on to the attack?
Oh, well, it looks like, FNS is going to set up his Viper utility. This is the tried and true, and the 2 initiators are going to fight for shower control. They're going to be met with Keyless, so maybe we're going to see, nice Viper molly and shower. There's the recon to clear it out. Let's see, Keyless just trying to delay them a little here. But Envy's in a base setup. They're waiting for pushes. They don't want Ascend to get any additional information.
Poison orb emitting.
You can see Envy very cautious of any early plays.
Poison's off.
Looks like Envy's going to take this to the A site, which is the correct read, Dan. There's 3 players from Ascend stacked on B, but the double octagon setup kind of tells me this could be a quick TP play. These guys could be right on the heels of the Envy hit.
And fortunately for Envy, the spike is with the short push. So it would evade a showers, or rather the shower TP push. Gonna go back to respawn, it looks like on the rotation. Here comes Envy. Zeke, oh no, takes one down with the paint shells, and Zeke winning another battle, and U-Haul some good damage here from Ascend. Only 2 left now, and the spike is yet to be planted. Good frag as they recover this U-Haul position, maybe try to take it to the TP here. They've got to get out of this position, and they managed to make it through the TP. They're going to get a plant, but do they get time to get a post-plant position? Mafta's 11 health.
Not much utility. Crashes, the recon is still recharging. He's 12 seconds till that comes online, and he's been spotted. So he knows 1 has TP'd and 1 spawn at least, but can they account for CNET?
Yeah, Crashies has to do so much here. He's got all the health here for the team. He's got to win these battles. A double peek comes through. Marv, 11 health and a ghost. Trying to buy time, has to win the fights, has to hit the headshots. He can't wait around. Bone Cold on the defuse. CNED wins the battle. And that's the opening, or rather the second pistol for Ascend.
It's looking bleak. It's not looking likely here for Envy. Backs against the wall. I said it could be easier for Envy on their attack half. I would say I don't even really think of Envy as an attack team. It's just easier for any team playing against this end. You know, it's just, I would say Envy's strengths are very skill-based, right? So can they get these fights? It's going to be hard to find them. It's going to be very hard to find the fights against this Ascend team because their utility usage is so good. Does Envy have the patience to wait that out? Or do they have the speed to beat it? Because the middle game isn't winning this.
They're force buying here, Sean. They got the spike down, so it is a fairly good look in terms of what they have cobbled together. But we've got already a fast push on the flank. Now, Envy may expect this, but can they deal with it? Don't want to get pinched. That's what's about to happen here. They turn the corner. Oh no, Victor has to take down the Trailblazer to keep his teammate alive, and he gets taken down instead. FNS going into the poison orb, and he is going to deliver Envy. They are finding the frags here. CNED, though, wants to make quick work of them, but it's down to Bone Cold in the 1v3. Good stuff here from Envy. They needed to win fights, and this is exactly what they've managed to do in this round. Bone Cold, though, will get a freebie, perhaps. Takes the back of Ye. 1 versus 2 here for Bone Cold. 49 HP. Ye tagged him before he went down. There we go. Crashies finds it around triple. And Envy fight back here with the force buy.
Yeah, and I believe Ascend will have to eco after this. So very bold strategy from Ascend to be on the instant flank like that. I believe they're aware of FNS calling these force buys so much at this tournament, right? You can't treat it like you treat most teams on the second round where it's a freebie. Now, you have to actually be active and be ready to help all of your teammates, which means that you have to make a risk. You have to push the B side and be right behind them. And unlucky for them, FNS just came up so big inside of his poison orb.
Yes. Showers control here for Ascend. Crashies. He's going to hear the orb. Does he have a sense there's another player here? Oh no, the bait. Oh, the bait. Oh no, Crashies. That's one man down.
Smart.
So he's able to get away.
And the wall too lets him get away from Victor. He gets this clean. Oh my, that is theft.
Daylight robbery here from Ascend. There's no police around. They're going to get away with everything. We get the reposition towards Hookah. And FNS lurking. Always be spotted though. But Marv gets the opening towards the B site, so it may not matter. Starkzo, just a classic here from Garden. The flash though could make a difference as he tries to find a frag, but Ye able to protect his teammate. Uh-oh, it's him again.
Oh my.
Bone Cold's coming back again with the Sheriff.
Just ripping the face off of his fellow controller.
And it looks like they're locked out here, Ascend. Not much for them to do now. Envy, they've managed to circumvent what is honestly a very dangerous Ascend in any round.
Let alone being at a disadvantage of a player. Much needed 5th round for Envy here, going to come through.
But they're actually going for damage here.
Yeah.
Ascend want to make it hurt.
Yeah, the lurk smoke right outside of Hookah.
Oh no, Killings gets one more onto Ye.
Player standing.
Victor able to get the trade. And Achilles can't find another one. Marv takes him out. Okay, so Envy pick up the round. Looking for that recovery. It's such a hard map, Sean. I mean, if Envy were to win Bind, suddenly just everything, of course, changes. I feel like you almost favor them. You favor them going into the last map. But this is like Frodo's journey to Mordor, Sean.
I can't even think of a comparison as hard as beating Ascend on Bind. I mean, it's just unreal. All of this utility is just so difficult to get through. The Brim smokes lasting 20 seconds apiece, the Viper utility, the Sage wall slows, Raise the Sky. Every agent has very annoying utility on this map. And fast showers control from Envy. They have to run through this Molly Dan.
It hurts so much. It burns.
Oh, Crashy's already at 50 HP.
Healing over here.
Seeing Victor walking through the snake bite gave me anxiety.
Snakebite slow combo. You can tell how bad they wanted that. And look at this Brimstone, he's just ult ready.
Envy repositioning towards B again.
Drone going up.
Just Fury onto Hookah. Actually finds, oh no! Can't get the following shot onto CNED. He's going to stay alive, he's going to heal up.
Dan, Envy is actively working both sites. This is how they're dealing with the utility. They have 2 players on short A while 3 players work up long B. Very atypical style right now, but this is how you have to deal with all the utility.
30 seconds to get the spike planted. And suddenly Envy moving forward. They could actually go for a fast switch up. They're going to do it. They're going to go straight through the TP towards A. As you said, they had that lock towards A. They've got the control here. It's a big fight to win for CNED, but it's not going to be enough. The orbital strike there is going to miss.
It's wasted. And Yay, holding the flank, takes out Bone Cold.
Oh, this is a great round from Envy. Here goes Starkso, the quick flash, but good deflection from Victor. Envy, what a fantastic round. And Sean, if they can replicate that, they're going to be good to go, but there's so many moving parts.
That was incredible from Envy. That was drilled to perfection. You could see everything they did throughout that entire round. They took shower control early. They got the orb. That prevents Ascend from wanting to re-aggress shower. That lets Envy know the TP is going to be open to them late round. There won't be anyone waiting there. The 2 players staying on short A, drawing presence while 3 work up long B. Everything's so well thought out. How does Envy replicate that, though?
That's the question, but we've got a fast aggression up short A here coming through. And it's a confident look from Ascend. They don't lose any, actually they lose 1 player. Cena goes down, but that's towards short B instead, providing a possible opening here for Envy as they look to target that B site, but the rotation's coming through. Uh-oh, Starkso's in trouble. Goes down.
All 3 Ascend players locked out of the site. This site's Envy's. And after a round where 4 lived, Dan, another cleanish round for Envy would be massive, but 1 falls in Yay. So we're still in a 4-on-2 scenario.
Just a couple shadows. Looking for some connections. Make it hurt as much as possible here. That's what Ascend are thinking. There's a good angle there from Zeke. The trade is ready for Marvin. Oh, an opportunity there. Keyless picks up another one. Again, just want to make it hurt as much as possible. Charge your ults up. Keyless, will he get a peek out of this? He does. Might be able to actually get more, but no bullets. He might force another fight. He might force him to go down with the spike. That's what he's trying to do, but I mean, they're going to do lots of damage there. 3 players dead. That's a good result for Ascend, given that they lost the site on a half bite.
Yeah, I think that's a little careless from Envy, if I'm being honest. Pushing into spawn right there. Not only are they losing their own economy when they do that, but they're also providing Ascend with ult orbs, which is going to make their comeback very difficult, right? You don't want to give those away.
And here we get an Ascend timeout. So, Sean, you know, we've set up the storylines and narratives pretty well in the sense of how difficult this would be. And this would tarnish what is a ridiculous record of bind victories. I think you said, what, 21 for 1? 21 bind victories and 1 loss in the last 22 games of bind played for Ascend. Envy they floated bind in the opening veto. So that's crazy. That's confidence that they did that, and they're closing in on tying up this half. But every round is painful. Every round is painfully difficult.
Yeah, it's no round seems easy for Envy, right? Whereas Ascend, there's rounds where they don't have to work as hard, where they get a couple picks and things just kind of fall into place. They don't need to show all of their utility. For Envy, the rounds are drawn out. They're laborious. They go down to the last second. And oftentimes it feels like everything has to go right. It's hard. It's hard for Envy. It's because of the difference in comps. They just have so much less to work with.
And we're back in it once again. Envy trailing 3 rounds. Ascend picked up the first map of
Zeka's ult. He might ult short A here, Dan. Is he going to push this with his ult? Or is he just staying here? He'll just stay. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, we might see it, but he's got the angle. Oh, the leg shot from Yay hits the flick. Unfortunate, though. Can get a heal there for Zeke. Oh, actually, no. Unfortunately, CNED's far away, but Zeke's going to go over to get the heal and spawn.
Get out of my way!
And get the...
Trailblazer clearing out Hookah, forcing all 3 players deep into this B site. Not much control from the B players here. It's one of the first rounds we've seen that from Ascend.
Sean, they may have to follow the drone through the Viper's Pit. It might all have to be on this. And
it's very true, but
the
Dan,
showstopper's behind all of this as well.
Oh, the showstopper.
Oh, if they try to go up short and
Yes.
the showstopper on reaction.
The play here is that you try to tag this Viper and the shower people run out dry and they killed the pinged player. But the showstopper is here, Dan, you're right.
This is the problem. There he goes, he pulls it out, he's looking for it, he finds nothing.
Oh!
Yay! Takes him down around triple, and he's updrafting for more. Is he going to find it? He's so close, but Achilles holds on. Marv with the trade, though, opens up U-Haul control for Envy. Again, we talked about how everything's painful and difficult, but a 4 versus 3 advantage for Envy as they plant the spike.
FNS has the... Yes, there it is. The pit comes down in the site. Crashy's holding the flank. That's a big find.
A really big find, but CNED goes to the res there, gets Zeke back into the action again. This Viper's Pit kind of provides Ascend the ability to kind of work together.
And he still has the wall, Dan. That's something to keep in mind here.
Are they going to wall over the top, or how are they going to use it in the Viper's Pit? There's certainly options. 4 versus 3 for Envy. And Ascend might just give it up.
They're saving it. They're going to give Envy 8 because they know if they lose this round, they would be forced into an eco, which would then put them on 9. So they take these 3 guns away. They're going to reinvest again next round. But man, this game is getting close.
It's getting good, Sean.
We're getting the game.
Good. Just the fact that, like, I can just see that Zeke ending the round with a showstopper before it gets started. That I was just so afraid for Envy, but they managed to actually Yay takes him down and dodges it. That just couldn't have been any more perfect.
It looked over. When you pointed that out to me, it looked over. But yeah, the updraft from Ye to get away from it, and the shot. I mean, to hit Zeke right there. Wow.
My God.
And Zekile is actually on the Judge, so he's going to be locking down over here at A with a Judge. He's playing by the showers, too. Triple A setup from Ascend. Sark's going to get pushed out by this drone.
Drone call, transfer, not going to happen. FNS shutting it down.
Judge, Dan.
It's going to be on the wall. That's a pickup and a half there. Equalizes, removes the space that FNS was gaining for the team. Marv, though, with the anti-lurk, able to take down Zeke and opens up the B side of the map. There's a minute to go, though.
Marv is working in on this site, though, Dan. He's going to catch the cross on CNED.
Dangerous. CNED wins the battle. Very dangerous indeed. And now, you see Victor running back towards the A side, but oh dear.
Crashies is in the site, Dan.
Achilles is there. Cubby deep. Does Victor even clear that position?
I think Crashies is communicating right now to Victor that there must be another player in the site, but this reposition from CNED is godlike.
Oh, Crashies turns, and CNED is going to get completely blown apart.
They know B is open, and now they know B is open because CNED was the player that took out Marv.
Envy.
Spike planted.
I don't know where they're getting it, but they're finding something against Ascend here. Are they starting to break Ascend? Here comes Achilles on the retake, the 1v2.
No charges left.
It's a Spectre, though. It is a Spectre. That makes it much more difficult. A player close Cubby. They're playing together, playing off contact. There goes the first peek. Beautiful there. Envy close it down. And again, these rounds. I honestly am feeling so much anxiety watching this game.
It's actually incredible. The rounds, they just go back and forth. And it seems like Envy is now they're getting the fights that they have yet to get in this entire series. It's like they've miraculously fallen right into their lap after that blown second round. And here, this is crazy to say, but Ascend is throwing everything into this round. You see, they're investing. Zeke has a Judge. Everyone's going to buy down. Some people don't have full utility on their team, like the Viper, Keyless, he's missing a Molly. Envy's in the power position. How did this happen?
How did this happen? It's such a good point. We get the quick timeout coming from Ascend, and Yeah, they need to regroup. They need to rally here. Envy are grinding round by round by round. And we said if they were going to find success, it was going to be on that second half. And we're starting to see it. And what's crazy here is, again, the way that this best of three has been set up and the way that Envy started it with their Ascent performance, everything felt depressing from their camp.
Yeah.
It felt like they were just not there. They weren't present. Yay, the star, a player that can be the player of a tournament. Just nowhere, vanished, disappeared. And we're starting to see now there's light. It's breaking through the clouds, and out come Envy.
Well, I mean, I'm going to write, it wasn't even only Ascent. It was the first half of this game. We were wondering where they were. We thought it was over. We were talking to each other at halftime thinking, this game is terrible right now. But Envy has managed to, make this comeback, and they look great all of a sudden.
But it's not done just yet. Still a round deficit. Showers control for Ascend as we see a short B work from Envy. The man himself. Part man, part demon. Yay, going forward, takes down Zeke, opening things up towards the B side. But what else is behind that? FNS working U-Haul, and this is the ticket so far for Envy, working both sides of the map at once. And they're in the B site, looking to get the spike down. Starkso making a play. Oh. That's a headshot and a half from Starkso, but it's not enough. Envy will get that spike planted, but here comes a very fast response. The Cosmic Divide to shut it down. Do they go beyond it? They're stuck behind it, and now things reset.
Marv gets the Cosmic Divide down just in time. Crashy's holding this hookah exit. They know both players are there, and that's the info that one has left. There's a lot to work with here on the Envy squad.
Goes down, but only for a Nebula to come back up. Yay, low health, but good position. This should be nigh on impossible for Ascend.
Yeah, they have no utility, Dan. Just a heal on CNED. That's not going to help them get out of hookah.
Envy are not giving them anything easy here. And I don't think that they just can't. There's just no way, as you say, they get in reasonably. Envy have forced them back. Envy have tied map 2, 10-10.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What a round to get there, too. Great combination of abilities right there into hookah to catch Zeke. The Nova Pulse is really what got him there. Great Nova Pulse coming in from Marv. Wow, FNS lurking up short. Combination, he also had help from Crashies because CNED's rotating into U-Haul in that scenario. He's pinged. He's pinged. And FNS knows that. Such good work across the map from Envy. They've done such a good job at really taking the utility out of Ascend's hands and making them take these fights.
And they're in a pretty good spot now as well. And aggressive wall there from CNED. There's a lot of fire though onto that wall to break.
They know he's stuck over here, Dan. They know he's stuck.
Trying to suck him in with that gravity well. They're trying to finish him off with the util. Now they have to make sure they don't over-invest here.
No one's even touched him.
I like this though, Sean. They're not over-focusing on CNED here. The Seekers go out as well, but they're not going to do too much at this early point of the round, except just give some info. But they already knew that most players were towards A. Info through the TP there, down to short B, looking for the rotation.
Yay heard that. Yay heard that, Dan. So look, they're going into the Trailblazer. That cleared TP, cleared by Market. They are hitting perfect timing here. The Envy players are grouping up by B, all 5 of them, and 3 Ascend players remain at this A site. Bone Cold's ahead of his smoke, and if he falls, it's over.
Bone Cold, can he get all of the defensive work he needs to get done here? The first frag, he's able to escape there from behind the smoke. Flash comes through, Yay, from behind the smoke emerges victorious, looking for another, but Zeke is covered for a moment, but the 1v1's once again going back into the hands of Yay. Ascend, do they try to find a timing here? They need to set up as they work the back corridor now. 3 versus 3 on the retake. Martha's hookah control. Yay, once again, the focus might be on him. He falls back though. He's trying to add some distraction. Yay, he's found a moment. He goes for it. The spray. Wisto, 2 quick frags. It's down to Marv. Backside, 3 players. Can he find a way here? There's going to be the first one. Turns around, but Achilles will have that one all day. And I'm not sure how many rounds we've had in a row here, Sean, but Envy give up their first for a while.
Yeah, this is the first sign of Ascend stopping the bleeding, right? The first time where something goes their way in the late round. They win the 3-on-3. All the fights go in their favor. They get the timing on Mar for the last one. The question is just, can Ascend string together something?
Yeah, his timing's unfortunate, so unfortunate for Envy. They spread themselves quite thin on the post plant there.
Insane!
See the energy there from Ascend. They want to remind themselves, we're going to win this, guys.
Oh, Dan, this is so different from Envy. They are going all out A. Victor solo shower, 4 short A. They're going straight into the utility.
It's up to Ye to try to break this one. He goes straight for CNED, denies the wall, looking for more. Is Keyless though to take him down. The trades come through for both sides as Envy are trying to work on this A site. FNS needs more support, and he's going to have it from Showers, but it's limited. They're spread out. There goes the Viper's Pit though. That's going to help, but it will also provide position. Zeke over the top. And now it's Crashies, or rather FNS.
Dan, they know he's alone in this pit. Crashies got to kill in the flank.
The timing is Hastings got the first one, where's the second one? Dropping the snake bite, he wants to provide the delay. Where's Crashies? Where is Crashies? Zeke has no idea. Crashies has the advantage, he has the advantage, and he's gonna take it down for Envy. If FNS doesn't get the kill to get the Viper's Pit, Envy are screwed there. That was so close.
That's actually insane, Dan. I cannot believe it. Envy is they're playing the clutches to a T. They're playing them perfectly. Crashies gets the kill in market. He knows he's on a 2-on-2. So both of these Ascend players think he's short A. What? He ran all the way back to Showers with FNS solo in sight? That is such a heads-up play from Crashies.
Yeah, and FNS dropping the snake bite too, bought time for Crashies to lurk actually in.
Dan, we're at 11-11, full buy on both teams. Ult's in play, and
fast.
Envy's going very fast up long B.
The classic, the Hunter's Fury being sent forward there. Yeah, looking to find the opening, but the wall goes up, the molly goes up. How do they break this? How do they go through? Do they reset after this? Sanso trying to get the flashes. All by the TP. They've got no info towards the A side of the map.
Ascend is panicking. They're throwing all of their utility. They are just burning everything. And now Envy has slowed down. The drone comes through Hookah. There's 4 players in this site.
Envy have just gone quieter. They've cut noise. So
yeah,
at this point, Ascend have to worry about the push back into the Viper's Pit. And Crashies doesn't have a drone, though.
Previously, Envy tested this pit, if you remember.
With a drone.
Yes. And Zeke had rotated to B, but he had been peeled back to A.
40 seconds. And info play from Hookah. There is a player waiting for them. FNS is waiting for the fight against Bone Cold. He's going to win that one. That's a huge fight to win.
Zeke is peeled off of A, Dan. He's debating leaving Heaven right now. This is a big rotation. He's still there, though.
Going down to the last second. Zeke pulls out the showstopper, sends it blind, it misses, it whiffs. Keyless though, and the spray coming through from Zeke as well, slowing things down, making it difficult. Keyless with the advantage at U-Haul. 2 versus 3 for Envy. 10 seconds, they have to plant the spike. The Crashies can't come off of this. He's got to have it held by Ye. Takes down one, the dash reset. How much more can they find? It's up to Ye, and it's not enough. Ascend pick up the round. 12-11.
It wouldn't be any other way. A 1v1, Dan. CNED coming out on top. Ascend sitting at map and series point. 12-11. CNED, the economic res, they need every gun they can get.
What's left though, Sean, because Envy burned a lot of their ults to get that initial dump of util. So I can only imagine when we go back into this, they're going to be lacking. We're going to find out shortly, but this was just so close.
Wait.
You can see how much it means to them. This is such a close map of Valorant. Envy pushing Ascend to the brink, despite having such a terrible first half.
Yeah, with the operator, he needs a pick here. Can he find something from this early on? Envy, it's been such a grueling comeback. Can they force a third map? It's all on this one. No ults for either team. Trailblazer goes through here for Stark, so he spots 2, I think at least. Shots go forward, delaying. There's the play from Stark, so gets the catch on Marv. There's no trade. Envy, they might just commit off of this, but it's so difficult. There's so much util still up.
There's 4 Ascent. Oh, it actually CNED debated leaving, but he stayed at B, Dan. Only 3 players remain, all on the right side of site. Are they going to go into Ye here in showers?
They're going to clear showers with the pop flash. How much can they find? Yay! He picks up 1! And Crashies gets another! And that opens up short A. The push comes in from the rest of Envy. It's FNS and Victor now to secure Envy's chances. They're against 3, but they will get the post plant. They know one's in showers, and they know at least someone has to rotate from either short A or spawn. FNS hears steps. They know where the rest of Ascend are. They just have to hit the shots. They have to pick their timings. FNS gets the first one. Victor, can he get the trade? He can. 1 versus 1. Victor for Envy, but it's Zeke who pulls it out of the bag, and Ascend get the defuse, and they've made their way straight to the playoffs in the top seed of their group, and they've sent the NA Hope into one more chance and possible elimination.
Yes, indeed, Dan. And boy, these boys deserve it. Wow, Zeke, the last kill of the game. He's been such a big performer for this Ascent team throughout this entire event so far. Top fragging this map right here. 3 First Bloods. The performance from Ye wasn't enough. We said we needed it. They couldn't get across the finish line. That defense half wasn't enough. And Ascend continue the win streak on Bind. They look unbeatable here.
Yes, like maybe very importantly, they do protect their insane win streak on Bind. And also, I don't know if anyone's going to want to touch them on this map. I feel like that's got to be an instant veto for like every other team in the tournament, because their Bind is really insane. And I mean, Envy did such a good job to challenge them, and it was the resiliency, I think, from Envy, the mental that we saw from them to come back and what they had to do to get there, to me is hugely encouraging after what we saw on Ascent.
Yeah, I would have been very hopeless for NA without seeing that comeback, right? I would have had no faith in Envy to make a deep run in this tournament, but this map showed me that they can put in a ton of preparation and even play maps they're not comfortable on. And looking back in hindsight now at Ascent, you could argue that maybe they kind of let down a little bit there because that's their go-to map. They tried to play their game, and Ascent just crushed them. That's a little alarming that Ascent is that much better on their go-to map.
Yes, it's really impressive. It's actually so beautiful to see how good Ascend are on the attacking side. It really shows, I think, one of the reasons why Valorant is really compelling to watch. Just a team that has that level of mastery on a map and just how that can look. And then you've got Envy, just really the massive underdogs scrapping away. But as you said, what was so cool is that they had to have so many moving pieces on both sides of the map to create openings to be able to defeat that, to deal with the amount of utility. And seeing Envy confidently doing something that's very complex and relies on confidence, which surely should have been completely sapped from them in this series.
Should have been gone.
Again, it's encouraging for Envy, but again, Ascend, they're looking great, and they're going to be pretty sick going into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're the 4th EMEA team to complete the perfection, Dan. All 4 EMEA teams got the high seeds. What is this? Other regions, including NA? Come on, we got to come up big in the quarters.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, you and I, Sean, because they're going to definitely be rubbing it in with the EMEA victories over at NA. We'll toss it to a quick highlights package, and we'll go back to the desk.
Envy has a lot to live up to. A lot of hope is riding on their shoulders right now, and this is not an easy opponent, Dan. Ascend has been at the top of the EMEA scene for quite a long time now, so this is kind of a must-win first map for Envy, Dan.
Picture! My goodness! This is his world, and we're just living it!
I'm surprised! Durka! An operator! And connect!
자, 이번에 화살 없어요. 조사령과 삶에 있어요.
1대1이에요. 자, 나노 수학!
Welcome back to Champions, where Ascend is pushed to the limit, but they do not falter. They do not crumble under the pressure. And Ryan, they made it 4 for 4. EMEA first seeds.
Wasn't even close, right? Towards the end. It's almost like Ascend went, this is... but that's typical Ascend, really. It's a great adaptation, a great comeback in the end from Envy, but it just wasn't enough. 4 teams from EMEA making the top seeds means that we're not going to see any EMEA versus EMEA matchups, at least in the quarters. Who knows? 4 teams in the semifinals.
I was going to say they could all be the semifinals, though. We'll find out soon enough. 13-11, I think closer than we would have expected, especially coming out of that dominant first half from Ascend.
I mean, Envy really did punch back, and they started to hit a stride there. And this is what makes Envy so scary, right? They hit these strides, and then they start stringing together 5, 6, 7 rounds. You look at all their match histories. This is when Envy is at their best, is when they catch momentum, they catch speed. Fortunately for Ascend, they're able to stymie it at the very end, but it looked like we were at least going to OT there for a little while.
In the Masters 3 finals, wasn't it this scoreline to Gambit as well, 13-11?
I believe it was, yeah.
It was that the one that went to overtime, just sort of eked in. But I mean, yeah, like the adaptation that came in from Envy overall, the mid-round calls that was coming in from FNS, the whole idea that their force buy that they used in round 13 worked so well, they won the next 6 rounds in a row, right? It's the fact that that Envy spin on stuff actually put Ascend under pressure, which we know from the Vivo Keith series, they can really fall into a rut when it happens.
And let's put a little context, too, to what they had to come back from, or had to attempt to come back from, because, again, it didn't come to fruition. The attacking side for Ascend was brilliant. The 9-3 at the end of the day, but the use of utility and our Verizon high-speed moment coming from some really, really intelligent usage.
I mean, this was just a great opportunity with 2 ults up available. You have the orbital strike to force Victor out. You're going to get the rocket on the side and then immediately blast back in from Zeke to finish the job onto Victor, forced out by this orbital strike. I mean, so there's 2 options here for Victor. It depends on where he's positioned at the time that orbital strike comes down. He either has to go into elbow or come back to site. He has to come back to site just based on the timing of things, and then it's just a great execute here. There were so many other ones like this here for Ascend. They were clearing out Hookah very well. You saw like a paint shells followed up by a Trailblazer, followed up by CNED. CNED's there with his gun out the whole time just in case somebody comes peeking out a Hookah or something like that. Like the setups here on the attacker side in particular were so good for Ascend.
It's funny as well because like Zeke was so good on the entries in that, but looking at like first F's first kills, the Bone Stone at this point with Bone Cold's Brimstone, he was 5-2. Like he was finding entries himself. The only concern I think for the defense from Ascend was how many times we saw their ideas on the defense retake, certainly going through the market flank to try and get in around on the back of Envy, how much that was punished. So Ascend still have a lot to work on, even though this is one of the best maps in the world for them.
They still managed to eke it out. You may have seen during the break, Boaster tweeting out he wants a matchup against Ascend on Bind because he wants his throne back. I want to see that matchup. We'll see if we get it in the playoff picture. We're going to hear from the victors, though. Here's Zeke with Riv in the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you so much, Dash. I am joined by the 4th and final first seed squad to go through to the quarterfinals, and it is another EMEA team. Zeke, what is it about this region that just toppled everything for the first seeds?
I don't know. EMEA just a bit different, I guess, in this tournament.
Well, you got 4 teams up there at 1. I want your opinion. Who do you think is the strongest right now?
Out of 4 teams?
Out of Fnatic, Gambit, Liquid, and yourself.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. Like, there weren't many matchups. I don't know really who's better. I'm not gonna judge on just 2 games for everyone.
Perfect. Safe answer. Getting first place already. You've shown what your team can do. So looking at how this worked out for the squad, we saw your tweet online about Breeze being a difficult match, and it possibly could have been a double loss for you had it just gone the regular way. What was it that Ascend was able to take from that match and learn that was really plaguing them throughout the series?
Oh, a lot of stuff. I think our main problem on Breeze against Vivokid overall, not even on Breeze, was our confidence. We just lacked confidence, and we really needed to get it back for today. And I think the whole team today stepped up, and when everybody in our team is stepping up, we are just unreal. It feels like we are unbeaten, and we're just going with our game.
And again, we saw your game here on Bind. What is it like for Ascend to have a map that's a for sure win, but also puts your opponents in such a difficult spot where they either have to leave up that map or ban their worst map? How does that make you feel?
It feels like you're a king, you know? You're a king of one map. It's just like every time we hear after Vito that we play Bind, we know we have a free map win. We are unbeaten, only beaten by Gambit in a sitting game.
Right.
Since I joined the team, it's been 6 months and still unbeaten. Only one sitting game lost. Insane. We are definitely, tried some new things on Bind. Maybe we thought it might be worse, but it only gets better, I think.
That's amazing. And Zeke, final kind of thought from you. You've only gotten better. The Jets have been the talk of the tournament, the First Bloods, but you are actually right next to that list as a non-Jet player. What makes you so good at finding First Bloods? What's that play style? What is it about you that's so good?
I think I have a really good mental side coming into matches. I try not to think about anything and always get into that zone. You know, when you're in zone, you just only focus on the game and you're always just fragging. And this is what I'm always trying to do. Whenever people say I'm humble, I don't think like I'm super humble. I don't trash talk just because I want to focus on my game. I don't stand up on stage and all of that. I just do everything to always focus, to always play my best, and I'm really surprised that it works for me.
Well, Zeke, thank you so much for joining me. Ascend looks incredibly happy, as you should be, heading on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you very much. See you.
All right, everybody, there is much more Valorant Champions to go for today. Tournament lives on the line for Vivokid and X10 in their series coming up next.